Hey, 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 what's up, everyone? It's Lunch Bites, and guess what? You see Coach Ladondra and not Coach Don on here. I know that was on the graphic, but surprise! So, we are super excited to have you for this week's Lunch Bite. We have been talking all things about brand image, and I know that many of you have just had questions about what it looks like, and you've been thinking, even if you haven't spoke those questions out, these have been questions that have gone off in your own mind, and you've been wondering, like, how can I up level my brand image? And maybe it's been the thing that's made you feel like, I'm not going to show up online because I don't feel like I have the perfect brand image. Can you relate? If you feel that way, you're not alone. This is one of the biggest issues that women face in the marketplace is not feeling congruent with their brand image. The thoughts come up of, I'm too frumpy, I'm not professional looking enough, I have to wear all these makeup and do all these things. I don't know what's the perfect outfit. I don't know. And so you have all these questions. You have all this drama that's going on in your head. And when you have all this drama that's going on in your head, what happens is it prevents you from authentically showing up fully in your power and in your authority. And you start to put this barrier between you and your ideal clients. Well, guess what? Today, we're going to fix all of that. We're going to get to the heart of the matter, and we're going to talk all things about up leveling your brand image. And y'all, I have a special guest, my very good friend. She is a partner in purpose with us through the Woke Next Level program. She is a partner in power to many of you in this community. And she is just a phenomenal woman of God who has a heart of service and a heart to elevate, encourage, and provoke greatness through faith and beauty. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm ready. I'm about to bring on Miss Vandetta Thomas. Welcome, Vandetta. So happy to have you here, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am super excited to be here. Thank you, Coach LaJandra, for even inviting me to your platform to have the opportunity to talk about one of my favorite topics, brand image.
Yes, ma'am. And you know what? Like you have it, when people look at you, they're like, oh my gosh, she has it all together. And then it can actually be a thing that you look at and you're like, I'm intimidated. Like Vendetta has the perfect makeup, she has the perfect hair, she has the perfect background, all of this. But one thing that I really love about you, sis, is that you are the type of person where like you have it's like you are walking in that authority and you're being beautiful on camera, but it's like you don't let all of the vanity of that become the thing that's like blocking you from really pursuing purpose, number one. But then two, it's like, hey, y'all, you can do this. Like you have this great exhortation spirit that's like, you can do this. Like it's minor tweaks. And there's things about, and you talk about kingdom confidence and really about how to get positioned in that. So, what I would like to ask is, what made you get started in this? Like, tell us first of all, tell us a little bit about you, and then what was your heart behind you getting started with this, and then we'll go into some questions.
Okay. Um, well, I guess first of all, who am I? I'm Vandetta. I am the CEO of Be by Vandetta Beauty, and I'm also the founder of the Faith and Beauty Tribe. And I basically just love to help Christian women in business to elevate their brand image into what I called empowered leadership. And the reason that I think I love it so much is because I have been in the beauty industry for like a gazillion years and also in the entertainment industry. So I am just naturally drawn to all things beauty, all things style, and because I love the Lord, all things faith. So whenever I started building my own brand, I started, hanging around other fellow Christian women leaders in the industry. And I noticed that so many leaders had like these amazing, amazing, powerful stories. They had amazing content. They had amazing messages, amazing businesses that they, were sharing with the world. Some were speakers, coaches, authors, a lot of real estate agents, a lot of singers, songwriters, leaders in churches, all the things, right? But I began to notice that their brand image was not in line with who God was calling them to be. So I
Mhm.
became really, really passionate about helping Christian business women to elevate their own unique beauty, but not doing it in a way that is difficult or that seemed overwhelming, and not being in a way that's overdone. Because the one thing that I notice is that so many, especially Christian women, they worry about looking overdone because with all of the crazy makeup trends in the world right now, it can be intimidating. And, they don't really want to look like someone other than themselves, right? So I just really love helping women to find and shine in their divine beauty that God has already given to them. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. Find and shine in the divine beauty that God has already given them. Powerful. And one thing that I love that you just pointed out is that it's like, you're right. Many of us, and I just threw myself in there, you don't want to be on camera feeling like you're looking overdone and all of that. And one really cool thing is that I had the unique privilege of you doing my makeup for my conference on day one. And one of the really cool things is that I got to experience that. Like I was thinking like you were gonna come in and it's gonna be like all this stuff, like all this thick makeup and stuff. And you're like, no, I do natural stuff. And you were just like, and you were so ready. And it was like, I want to do what feels natural to you, but still pull out the beautiful elements so that when you are on stage, like you feel confident, but then your natural beauty is being showcased. And so I think that you do an amazing job at that. So what do you feel like sets you apart? Like when you, like what made you want to do that? Let me say that because most industry people, and I think that this is a question that is common for a lot of our clients and your clients, my clients, all the ladies who are those business leaders who want to elevate their brand. And so what was the thing that made you be like, okay, we don't really have to wear this much makeup because like you said, the trends say that you really have to pack on makeup to really like when you get in front of the light, you don't feel like you're gonna flush out like your look and you're gonna look all whatever they say. All I know is you're supposed to put on a lot of makeup. That's what's been told. So like how do you strike a balance with that and understanding what's enough, what's too much, where do you find the natural without feeling like the light is overtaking? Does that question make sense?
Yes. So I think for me, the way that I help someone to find that balance is first just understanding what their goals are, right? Because you have to
Mhm.
know, like, truly, what are your beauty goals? And I think so many women don't. And I think that's why you see so many women rushing to YouTube, rushing to Instagram, and looking at all of the unrealistic beauty expectations. Then they come back and it's like, oh my gosh, I could never look like that. Well, those people don't look like that either. You know what I mean? So I think really, really understanding truly what your beauty style and your beauty expectations are, and then
Mhm.
working from there. Because makeup should not be difficult. My one of my favorite things to tell all of my clients is that your makeup should enhance your own unique God-given beauty and not disguise it. Um,
Mm.
and so I just really love helping people to find that perfect balance, because sometimes you do want that total glam look, right? When you just are nominated for the best book award, for those of you who are authors. I know I saw something with you, Coach Adondra, and you were like coming from this book award thing and you had all the lashes, everything was done up. So there is a time and a place to have the overdone total glam look. But I think for everyday businesswomen, when we're showing up online, when we are showing up, on the Zooms, on the TikToks, on the Reels, all the things that you're showing up for your audience, it just needs to be your authentic self in a natural, beautiful way that isn't intimidating for you to accomplish.
Yeah, just power gem right there. First of all, if y'all didn't catch this, let me just say, reflect back what she just said. Basically, understanding what is your unique goals and what is your expectations. Really, what Vendetta does is like, you may think that you're going in for a makeup session, but really what you're going in for is, it's almost like a I'm going to say what I want to say, a inner healing type session where you really are getting healed from the inside from any scars or any unbroken any broken beliefs that have made you feel as though you have to disguise your kingdom beauty, your natural beauty. And she starts to really help you to see you for you, and knowing that that natural state is beautiful. And a lot of times though, then we have like these different, we go from these different extremes. It's like, okay, well, either like I gotta have all this makeup, or then we get afraid and we're like, well, I'm not gonna wear any makeup because I don't want to look like that. And so it's like, well, I'm just not going to do any makeup. What would you say to the woman who is there to where they're feeling like, I just don't, either I don't want to wear makeup, and or I don't feel like I need the makeup, or I'm just kind of intimidated to it. So this is to our non-makeup wearers. What would be your encouragement for them in approaching makeup for to up level their brand image online?
Yeah. So if you are a non-makeup wearer, there are many reasons I feel like some people are non-makeup wearers. It could be, religious beliefs, right? It could be intimidation, like you mentioned earlier, or it could be you just don't know what to do. Or
Mhm.
I know I've also heard some people say that they don't wear makeup because I already have perfect skin. I don't need to wear makeup, right? So there's many reasons I think that we have those feelings and emotions. So I think the first thing to do is to really understand what your makeup mindset is, and then go from there. But just to give like some, just like a quick thing of why you should consider it. Number one, being a businesswoman, being in leadership, having to be on camera, right? Whether you are on camera or if you are live in person, like we have to show up for our business, right? I know a bit ago you were talking about image in the beginning, but we are our brand, right? So we sometimes separate, your image from your brand. But to me, it's one, because you
One.
are your brand, right? And that's something that I had to personally learn when I started my own business, because I transitioned from being in a corporate job into my own business. Well, I quickly learned that my image for my brand and the image that I was portraying in the job that I had, they were two completely totally different things, because I had to conform to the image that the job wanted me to have. I hope
Mm.
that makes sense. So anyway, more to answer your question is, so if you are a woman who is in business and you're showing up on camera, right? And you want to make sure that you just look polished and put together. So it's not necessarily about, oh, I have to wear all this makeup, or I don't have to wear makeup because my skin is perfect already, right? It's not about that. It's about evening out the skin tone, right? Because when you're on these cameras and under these lights, you can see everything, right? And you don't want your we don't want your audience to be distracted by a blemish or dark circles, because I know for me, and this is just me, y'all might not be like me, but I have dark circles under my eyes. So that is one thing that I personally see a lot of leaders showing up online, and they look tired, they look worn out. And if you are a coach, a speaker, and you're speaking into someone else's life, and you're trying to teach them to be their best selves through whatever it is that you're coaching them on, we need to, look like our best selves as well, right? And it doesn't have to be through a lot of heavy makeup. And that's what I so enjoy teaching women, is just how to customize that to you, because you may only need to, apply some concealer under your eyes just to get rid of those dark circles. It may not be a full face. So anyway, so I just want to encourage you to, if you are someone who is afraid of makeup, feel like you don't need the makeup, or you just don't understand it, just really figure out, how you want to show up for your audience, and then, and get help doing that. So I hope that that answers your question, Coach Lejandra.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Because you know what, as you were talking, here's a few things that came up to me. I'm glad you slowed it down to remind us that we are our brand. And so it's like the two go hand in hand. And so if you want to represent yourself as a professional, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so you want to try to show up with excellence in every area, and that includes with your brand image. And so if there's something you can do to enhance, not disguise, enhance your image online to where it really, you may not want to hear this, but people really, they when they look at you, they're really trying to connect with you, and the first thing they're going to connect with is your face. Like, that's what they see online. And so it's like, when you just you show up, and then the first thing they're going to do is, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. It's something about her eyes. So when you do enhancements, not disguises, then it's like going to pull out the beautiful things about you, and it's going to make it become a connection to your brand, because it's like, there's just something about her that I need to connect with. And it's all because you just took a small step and enhanced your image online. Because like Vandetta said, it does affect things when you get into the light. You see those dark circles a little bit more, you may see some other things a little bit more. And so I was thinking, as you were talking, even the men in Hollywood, they put makeup on them. And it's not about that, oh, that makeup is just for women, and so you got to just, it's all about a natural enhancement to so that when you're in front of the camera, everything is good. And so I just wanted to pull that out, because I don't want it to be like this thing where women, we just gotta, even the men, they have to take care, take that extra step on camera in Hollywood, so that they can make sure that their brand is congruent with what they're doing as an actor, as a singer, as whatever they're doing, right? And the same is true for us. So, one thing that I would like to kind of tap into is that we've talked about a little bit of makeup mindset. We've talked about a little bit about, if you're a non-makeup worker wearer versus, how to approach it, if, find that balance of too much makeup, natural makeup. There's another step to this. What about your skincare? Like, how do you, with, if you're that professional woman who is trying to have a strong brand presence online, what are some things that we need to take in consideration as far as our skincare?
That is my favorite question, because I personally believe that, beautiful makeup starts with beautiful skin. And that's a step that so many women want to skip, right? So if you are someone who truly does not want to wear, a lot of makeup, I totally encourage you to take care of your skin. And let me tell you why. I personally don't wear a lot of makeup. Like, literally, I was out the other day and this lady said, okay, do you even have, and she's like this close to me, right? Do you even have anything? Everything's just so smooth, right? And the reason that that is the case, even up close on me, is simply because I take care of my skin, right?
Mm.
So, three little things that you need to do: cleanse, tone, and moisturize. Well, I'm going to give you a fourth: exfoliate, because honestly, that's my biggest secret, is exfoliating. So many people skip that part, but it's so important because you want to turn over those dead skin cells, right? I personally exfoliate like 4 times a week. I use a glycolic acid, so I'm giving y'all some secrets now. So
Write them
glycolic.
down, guys. Like, she's giving you the game. And can I just say this before you go in? Y'all, she's been in the beauty industry for years and worked for some of the most major companies. So you don't want to slip on this advice. Like, this is expert advice that's going to help you to up level your brand image. Just saying. Go.
Yes. So glycolic acid is my favorite secret. And, if you have sensitive skin, like, you can inbox me about that and we can have a conversation. But anyway, so cleanse, tone, moisturize, exfoliate. Those are the things that everyone needs to be doing to achieve the beautiful skin before you put on the makeup. Oh,
Cleanse.
one more. Oops,
Okay.
sorry. One more. I just thought of one more. I get excited about skincare. Sunscreen. And I know a lot of people think, oh, I don't have to wear sunscreen, especially if you have more melanated skin. Well, that's a non-truth. You need to wear your sunscreen.
Mhm.
Everybody, and even we're in these bright lights, so there's damage even from the bright lights whenever
Mhm.
we're in our LED lights and all the things, right? So unless you just want some sun damage, I want to suggest wearing sunscreen. I wear sunscreen even when I'm inside using the lights. So anyway, those are my 5 little tips for you.
So it was cleanse, tone. I missed one. It was cleanse, tone, exfoliate, sunscreen,
And moisturize.
moisturize. Yes. So here's the deal, guys. This is, these are tips that can be easily looked at like, oh, okay, that's simple. Hey, it may be simple, but are you actually doing it on a consistent basis? Because it's the consistent disciplines that are going to really help you to show up in excellence when you are on camera and really up level your brand image. So it's not about being vain about this thing like, oh, you got to put on makeup, like, oh my gosh. No, it's really about being in excellence. And being in excellence is taking care of your temple and that God has given you. And so part of that is really understanding, having a healthy mindset about what beauty really is, and really understanding like what's the natural fit for you, and really not hiding behind like things of your own insecurities, not hiding behind, oh, I got to look like this or do that, but really coming to an understanding of what does beauty mean for me, and really like coming out of agreement with any lie that has really made you feel less than the beautiful queen that you are. And Vendetta just has a beautiful way of doing that by really helping you to up level your kingdom mindset, your kingdom confidence, so that you can come in agreement with what the truth is about you. And then secondly, figuring out what that routine is. So a lot of times you may feel like, oh, this is a lot. And maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I will tell you this, something, anything that's worth it is worth your time. And so taking care of your face, taking care of your temple, that's worth your time. And so if you need to take some time out to make sure that you're putting the right things on your face, the right makeup, the right skincare, the right sunscreens, because there's an order to all of that. Like there may be a sunscreen that's too much for your face. And so that's why it's really important for you to really tap into a expert who can help you in really figuring out a customized plan for your skin, because we are all unique. And that's why, just going on YouTube, and y'all, I'm not trying to, like, I'm really trying to educate. Like, this is, we're here to educate you. And so when you're just going on YouTube, yeah, you're getting tips, but are those customized tips, or are those generalized things that work for that individual? And so you want to make sure that you're getting customized strategies that work for you, so you can up level your brand image and being congruent with your brand, and attract the other leaders or that you're trying to attract. And you're showing up in a way that's not repelling, but again, it's appealing and it's magnetizing other people to your brand, because it all matters. It's not just that, oh, I got a fancy logo. It's that, no, I have the internal aspects done. My heart is right. My skin, my face is right. My body is right. My brand image, outside logo, all of it, it's right. There's a congruent system that is happening. And so it is worth your time. It is worth your investment. So, Vandetta, you do have a special workshop that's coming up that is really in alignment with all of this. I would love for you to share that with us, because, I've been one of those women who have felt like Like, okay, this is a lot. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. And but one thing, like I said, that you do is you're so wonderful at making it simple. You're wonderful at educating and really getting to the heart of the matter so that we as women entrepreneurs and leaders, we can choose what is right for us. So can you tell us a little bit more about that workshop and what we can expect?
Yeah, so it is the name of the workshop is Elevate You. And so basically, we are combining the worlds of faith, beauty, and business. So, inside of the workshop, I really focus on helping you to elevate your brand image into that empowered leadership that I spoke about earlier. So, in there, you are going to learn how to elevate your self image through the faith, beauty, and style, which includes, like Coach Ladondra was saying, some spiritual work, because true beauty, in my opinion, is an outward reflection of an inward work. So we really want to, you know, focus on that before we ever even get to the makeup, because you can pile on all of the makeup. We can go through and find your perfect, beautiful brand style, right? But you still won't show up with that confidence, right? That kingdom confidence. So anyway, so we really talk about that spiritual side, right? And then we also talk about some tips. I go further into some of the beauty tips and personal style tips that I have for you. And then we also help you to create a brand image that reflects your most authentic self. And I think that's what so many women want and that they seek. They just don't know how to get there, right? Like Coach Adondra said, because we're watching, these unrealistic videos. Nothing wrong with it. I'm on YouTube too. However, I'm just teaching it from a different angle, right? Just really helping you to see yourself through the eyes of God instead of through the lens of this world, right? And just be your authentic self. So, I also will teach you how you can show up in that authentic way on your Zooms, your lives, your reels, and all of your other social media platforms. We also talk about how to elevate your thoughts and stop all of the what I consider emotional stress that actually drains your energy and it actually keeps you stuck and feeling like you're less than. Because our minds, I was talking to someone the other day and we were talking about how your mind can be a playground for the enemy, right? And that's even in our image and how we show up. So many women don't want to show up just because they have, this mindset that they don't like the way they sound on camera. They don't like the way they look. I know because I was one of them. And I'm an actress also. And I hated it, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like the way I sound on camera. I hate the way I look, right? But that's all a mindset. So we tackle that as well. Um, and then we also talk about some of the things about lighting, super important. So I share some tips in there with you about lighting and equipment, because a lot of people think that they have to have really expensive lighting and equipment to show up online, but you don't. You don't have to have any of that. So I just really focus on helping you show up with purpose, style, and intention in your business or your career, whatever it is that you do, or just in your everyday life. So those are just a few of the things that I will cover in there.
That's awesome. Purpose, style, and intention. Y'all, you want to definitely take advantage of this. And this is high value training. So, where can everyone go and find you at the workshop, the information for the workshop, and get registered?
You can either just go to my bio and you can click the link inside of my bio and it's the first button.
Okay. Okay. And then, so where's your page? Give them the link for your page so they can find your particular page.
It's just Vandetta Thomas.
Okay, so at Vandetta Thomas, they'll be able to find it in with the link in the bio.
Yeah.
If it's possible, we'll talk about that later, but then we'll see if she can drop a link off here in the We Doing Business God's Way community so you guys can just go ahead and grab it. And if you're having any complications, don't let that be a thing. Just send her a DM and she will be more than happy to get you the information so you can get registered. So, y'all, I hope that you have been empowered with the things that we have shared today and that Vendetta has, so graciously imparted into us as we are up leveling our brand image, and that you will be reminded that it is a holistic thing. Like when we think about our brand image, it's not one or the other, it's everything. And as you're taking that into consideration, I want you to take into consideration that you want to do all things as unto the Lord. That is our culture code, is we want to operate with a spirit of excellence. And when we say excellence, that's as unto the Lord. And so we want to present ourselves, the best version of ourselves, because we are his brides. And so when you come at this and you have that mindset that I am his bride, how would you look, and what decisions would you be making with your brand image? That's something for you to think about. What decisions would I be making if I viewed myself as Daddy God's bride? And what how would I show up? What would be my mindset? And what would be the routine that I consistently sow in or invest in myself? Those are things that you want to really take a deep dive look at. And Vandetta is going to really be helping you to do that through her workshop. That's why we wanted to have her on, so that you, because it's like when you need to know, when you need to know something, you need to know the right person that's going to give you the right things, that's going to help you. And what I love is that it's not just I'm teaching you makeup. No, this is faith and beauty. So your internal can be healthy and whole, and then what you're projecting to the world, then it's congruent, it's healthy, it's whole. And so, y'all, this has been a phenomenal lunch bite. Make sure that you connect, and we have some amazing things that's coming up here around here in these parts. So you want to definitely make sure that you are connected. Everything from conferences that's coming up in September, you want to go ahead and get in the early bird tickets of that. Our conference last year was amazing, and we're going to be talking birthing greatness. I mean, when I tell you we have so many rollouts, just stay connected, stay tuned in, because we have some phenomenal things that's coming up. Until next week, we will see you later. Thank you for coming, Vendetta.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.